Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mad Science Lab podcast. One sec. I am experiencing. Are you getting that error message on the other side here for yourself?
Mm-mm.
I know
No,
we're
I got
live,
nothing.
so bear with us here, but I'm getting a Twitter error on. I think you need to resync your Twitter account to the StreamYard next time. It's saying we're getting getting an error and you're not going live. So sorry, guys, bear with us here. It's these London games get everyone a little foggy, and apparently one of our feeds isn't working, but we'll go on with the rest of the feeds for now. We got Aaron and Jesse today. Nothing fancy, just the two of us. NFL Week 10 live sit start show, answering your lineup questions, giving trade advice, pretending we know what the fuck we're talking about, that kind of shit. Drop in, give us some questions if you have any. We'll start, I guess. There's not a whole lot today, so we're gonna have to just muddy through some of the inactives and the actives. So going through Dr. Chow on Sports Injury Central, his list of actives is active Jamar Chase, Michael Thomas, which is interesting because of the legal situation. We've got Robert Woods as active, TJ Hawkinson active as well, but on a pitch count, basically. Keaton Mitchell active, Trent Williams is active, which is great for the 49ers offense. Also active, Marlon Humphrey and Javon Hargreaves, so some defensive players. The only inactives he has, at least in the 1 o'clock games, not really anyone notable. We've got KJ Osborne inactive, Kendre Miller inactive, and then Ryan Tannehill, who lost his job anyway. So I guess that would make Malik Willis the game day backup for now.
Oof, that's interesting, right?
Yeah.
I didn't think you'd be seated in any NFL action.
I can't believe they didn't trade him. Like, tell me the Jets wouldn't have given up something for Ryan Tannehill?
But yeah, like I posted that too. I got a lot of comments pushback about the injury, and that might be why they weren't able to do it. But it didn't even seem like they had interest in trading him at all. So I don't. It's just weird. It's a waste of a contract. Like you get it off your books, move on.
Jack. The human groin punch Gabe Davis.
Oh,
go with Trey McBride, full PPR. Oh my God. 1 sec. I've got to see here. Do I have the matchup chart? Well, you got to bear with me. The LW site is still down, so my little process here of clicking on my own articles, that's what I use for my research materials, is my articles. So I like to go to the matchups, but unfortunately I have to go down to Twitter and look at where
back to back for
my
me.
matchup chart, because LW site is still down. So it is middle of the pack matchup for McBride. It is a where is Groin Punch? What's his real name?
Groin Punch is playing Denver.
Why could I not find him? Oh, it's a bad matchup for him. I don't know. I very rarely like playing a tight end over a receiver. I think McBride's probably safer. I think Gabe Davis has more upside. I don't know. That one scares the hell out of me.
Yeah, like I don't think Kyler's gonna run a lot in this game, so I'm gonna trust his passing ability. It's a significant upgrade over whatever the hell Clayton Tune did last week, where they had 50-something total yards of offense last week or whatever it was.
A truly horrifying experience. I'm going to go to my flex rankings, and I'm going to scroll down till I find Gabe Davis or Trey McBride.
Crazy. There's 67 and 66 of like the skill position play. I was like, holy shit! Like Jack.
Which one do you have? What were yours?
I have them back 66 and 67. Like,
who's 67?
McBride.
I have Gabe Davis at 67. I'm still trying to find McBride. So we're right on point with one of them. I have Gabe Davis at 67. I'm still trying to find McBride. McBride at 83.
It was just like wild. I was like, dude, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, he's a rookie or he's a young tight end. And it's risky as hell with Kyler. But, you need 25 points. You go for Gabe if you need some kind of floor.
Hawkinson or 1 sec. I'm trying to invite. Damn it, I'm not on the show. I'm trying to. There's a question in our group chat there, and I'm trying to send them the link to our live show so they can come and get it answered here. But I'm struggling to do so.
Who are you trying to send it
to? I'm posting it now.
Okay.
The question is. I'll type it in, but we'll give it a sec. It's going to be Hawk or Chig, but don't answer that yet. I'm going to type it in. We'll move on to our next question for now. Fucking, I can see you, Tim. Chig or Hawk. We'll skip that one for now. Let's go. Oh, I hate
Oh
that.
yeah, you.
Set to all.
I know because you got all the accounts. Yeah, I'm doing
I know.
it too.
All right, let's get through rolling through some of these now that we've suffered through some technical difficulties. JSN, Trent Irwin, or Noah Brown? That's ugly, man. I am personally going JSN. I think Noah Brown second. I've added with the news that Chase is going to play. I like Boyd as the second there, but I don't really want to play Irwin with just Higgins out.
Yeah, like I'm a little worried about JSN. The last week's game got really out of hand. So those first 3 targets and how he was involved, I'm not sure that's going to translate this week. But like, I'd be fine going with Brown over JSN if you want it. He's involved. They don't really have another wide receiver 2 over there. Like it's Nico. It's not much else over there. So if you want to go Noah Brown, connect to CJ Stroud, like I'm all for that move.
These questions give me anxiety sometimes. You ever watch like FFT and I'm sitting there trying to type my question and it's scrolling through questions faster than I can even click on a question. And I'm just like, oh my God, I don't know how I could ever do that. If this show ever got big enough where it would just give me anxiety with all the questions I couldn't answer for people. I'm going slow down. Like I can't answer them all. So
I gotta get through 50 questions.
I got one from my cousin that I typed in, but I'll read it live.
Okay.
Walking the baby so he can't tune in right now. Should I flex JSN or Schultz because he put Taysom at his tight end? JSN or Schultz? I feel like it's a great matchup for Dalton Schultz. It's a great matchup. It's a great matchup, I think, for both of them, isn't it?
Well, the Seahawks are playing Washington, so yeah, you want to like some wide receivers.
So it's the second best matchup for Schultz, third best matchup for JSN. I think I lean Schultz here.
Yeah, me too.
I think JSN has the higher floor, but I think Schultz is safer.
Well, yeah, you've seen those injuries and how like they've involved Schultz when not Nico. When Tank was out, like Schultz was seeing a ridiculous amount of targets. So I'm fine with honestly going either one, but yeah, I'll play Schultz over JSN.
So we're gonna go. We're going Schultz then.
Tight end selections. Yeah.
All right. Who does? Sorry, there we go. Pick 2 full PPR: Boyd, Dell, Gibbs, White.
Just the running backs. Like that's Gibbs and Rashad White. Like I'm taking those 2 over. As nice as Tank Dell looks this week, like I think I'm going with the volume.
I think I'm going. One sec. What's the matchup here for White? That is the important question for me. It is a middle of the pack matchup at best. I think Gibbs is okay. I want to say Gibbs is an easy one, but even Gibbs isn't because Montgomery's back.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It depends on if you want to go. I would like Boyd's my 4th option of these guys. So like I'm not playing Boyd over Dell. I'm playing Dell over Boyd. But it really depends on if you want the running back volume and you want to go with what they're doing.
This
but like
one's tough, though.
It's the Chargers, man. Like I want him in that pass catching ability against the Chargers and that's going there. Like this
is tough because I think the 2 running backs have a negative for them and the 2 receivers have a positive because they're missing someone. I think I go Gibbs and Dell. But I couldn't fault
really
you
close
for White. I couldn't fault you for any of these 4. That's really close. That's just one. I bet you in my rankings, they're all within 5 or 10 spots.
I got White by far the highest of them. Like, just the way he's been used has been really good lately. So I'm just going to roll with that. But yeah, like, I'm not going to fault anybody for going to any one of these 4.
I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. I have White the highest 2 at 18. Dell at 26. Gibbs at 32. Who's the 4th player?
Boyd. He's a little bit lower.
Boyd in this 50s. So okay, so I said White and Dell. You say White and Gibbs.
Yeah, but you can go either one of those.
I feel like Dell's safer. Gibbs, I worry his role could evaporate here. Evan Ingram or Kyle Pitts, Lawrence or Samuel.
Don't play Pitts. Just don't do it. You don't want the Kyle Pitts experience, man. Like Ingram's been solid. He's been
well. I assume they're just looking to avoid the San Fran matchup for Ingram. I still go Ingram.
Yeah.
Quarterback. We got what?
Are you playing Howell over Lawrence? Because I'm debating that right now. Actually,
it's a terrible matchup for Lawrence. It's a good matchup for Howell. I still say I think I go Lawrence. I'm gonna look at my rankings. I bet you they're close. I bet you I might even have Howell 1 higher.
I have T-Law a few spots
do.
higher, but I just really don't trust it.
I have Howell at 11, Lawrence at 12, but this is another one where that's what my rankings and projections tell me. I don't know if I necessarily have the balls to do that in real life.
Yeah, and like the Seahawks defense is the worst in the league at stopping third down rates. So like they stay on.
I feel-
Howell's gonna be able to keep them on the field to make plays. Like,
Okay.
I think he can have a very good game.
My answer is Lawrence because I'll be able to sleep at night. If I play Lawrence
go.
and I'm wrong, I'll go, well, I made the right process over results. If I play Howell and he's a bust, I'm going to go, the fuck was I doing? I should have played the better player. So
Right.
I'm going to go process over results here, even though, like I said, I have Howell at 11, Lawrence at 12.
Yeah, there's like 2 or 3 spots.
Calvin Ridley or whatever the other option is, the other guy. If it's Calvin Ridley or nobody, but I'm not sure.
Option C.
Dak versus the Giants, Goff versus the Chargers. Give me Goff. Goff.
Ooh, I have actually.
They're both top for me. Top 10. I have Dak significantly higher.
I just with that game, it worries me. It's gonna be a blowout, and they're just gonna tone it down. Like that's the only thing that scares me with that matchup. Like
For
that's
Dak, you mean?
Only good. Yeah, like they could just blow out the Giants, and then it's just like sit on it. But I don't know. I just trust him. It's an elite matchup for Dak. It's really hard to fade him.
Yeah, I agree. It's really tough, but I don't know. It's not actually a good matchup. The defense, passing wise, there's such a run funnel, and they get blown out so much. The passing doesn't really rack up against them. It's the fourth best matchup for Goff. I think I'm going to move Dak down here, and I'm going to move Goff up. I'm going to move Goff up to 7, and I'm going to move Dak down to 8. I had them at 4 and 8, but I'm going to flip-flop them here. Actually, they're 6-7 for me now with Goff higher, so I'm going Goff. I'm on the other page. What was the tight end question?
Hawkinson or McBride?
McBride. I want no part of injured players going in. It's hard enough for your players to make it through the game healthy as it is. Last thing I need to do is start, starting injured players from the beginning, so.
Yeah, like we're talking about with regretting the decision. Like that's the question people to ask themselves. Like if you're playing an injured player, you're going to regret it if they are playing severely limited snaps and don't see. Like that's the thing you have to ask yourself. So I usually answer it that way. Yeah, like I'm fine with Strowman and McBride.
Oh, sorry. Was there more on that?
I guess it's Christian Kirk or Chris Godwin. I want to say Kirk, even though
it's Kirk for me. I don't know what my rankings are for this, but I'm sure it's Kirk higher.
Kirk's way higher for me. Like 30
Kirk it's not way higher for me. Kirk at 18, Godwin at 24, but it's Kirk for me either way. Another one, Kirk or Ridley. I assume this one's even more widened because I have Ridley even lower. Actually, I only have Ridley 3 spots lower than Godwin, but it's still Christian Kirk for me.
Yeah, definitely Kirk. Like he's been the focal point of that offense all with
him. This one, did we answer this one? I don't know if they got into the chat. It was Harry. I don't know if he got in, but Chigger Hawk. I'm just going. If I have any reasonably decent option, I'm going to start them. I think Chig is about the borderline of where I just say fucking go Hawk, but
I just don't. I think this is the bridge too far. Like I talk about sometimes with players, I was just like they haven't done much of anything this year, so.
Yeah,
they're both low floors, so just take the better player, even if it's limited, because he can.
I've got Chig as 20 this week. I've got Hawkinson as 2 this week. I should actually move that down a bit. I'm going to move him down to 8. I'm going to move him down to 8, but even at 8, he's still significantly higher.
Right.
Sorry, I'm tinkering here. Tinker. I'm still going Hawk. Like I said, it's not even close for me. Chig has the goose egg potential on any given week, so I don't really want any part of that. So that's the same question. He's on baby duty, or he'd be there. That's fair enough. To this one, JSN or Schultz?
I don't know if we did, and I'm taking.
Oh, we did this for my cousin. It was Schultz.
Yeah, I'll take Schultz. Yeah.
Garrett Wilson or Mike Evans?
Evans. I'm not doing Garrett Wilson, man. I'm not doing that when I get the option to play Mike Evans. Like that's too much. Like they're back to back in rankings, but Garrett Wilson's going against. And it's
where are they back to back in your rankings? I have him 12 and 13 with Evans at 12.
Yeah, I have Garrett Wilson one spot higher because he's played in Vegas. But like, if I have the chance to play Mike Evans, I'm going to play Mike Evans. So like,
top
this
six
is where I need to
matchup
invest my
for Evans. 8th worst matchup
Tennessee.
for Zach Wilson. The Raiders aren't exactly or as bad on against for receivers as you would think.
Yeah, like and Mike Evans has been significantly better, and he doesn't. And then attached to freaking the worst quarterback in the league, Zach Wilson. So yeah,
definitely think that one's Mike Evans. Tyler Boyd or Noah Brown. That one's easily Tyler Boyd for me, I think.
Yeah, I kind of view them similar, like he's talking about down here. So I don't mind Noah Brown if you want to go outside, but like Boyd's just safer. You know what you get out of Boyd. He's the Mike Evans plus, or not Mike Evans, Jesus. Michael Thomas plus, where he's going to give you like 10 to 15. He'll catch, 7, 8 balls, 50 yards. It'll be fun.
Nick Folk, Daniel Carlson. Folk is the 14th best matchup. Daniel Carlson, 17th best matchup. Carlson has not been good this year. Folk has been mediocre. I think I want to go Daniel Carlson here for the upside. The matchup doesn't really affect it. Both offenses suck. I might be talking myself out of it. I think okay, so the Raiders game, I have two trains of thought. I think it's going to be low scoring because the Raiders suck and the Jets defense is good. But at the same time, is it going to be low scoring to where it's a field goal fest, or is it going to be low scoring to where it's 7-3 and then there's just no offense? So,
yeah, that's
I think Carlson has more ceiling, but neither of them is really all that safe.
Yeah, makes sense to me. I'm with you on that.
Welcome. I see you tweeting out the link. Let me see. I'm sure I've got some more on Twitter over here. If I could just Dalton Kincaid, Evan Engram.
Kincaid. I want the upside of Kincaid.
Yeah, Kincaid top 6 matchup, bad matchup for Engram. I like Engram, but I'm pretty sure I like Kincaid even more. Kincaid's my 3, Engram's my 7. Both good starts if you have to, but
yep, that's a tough situation. I would try to trade one of those guys if you could. Like, I don't think you need both of those players.
That's the problem, though. Trading tight ends, I find, is like trading quarterback. Unless, like, I'm the same way. Like, if I want to trade for a tight end, I'm trading for Kelsey, Andrews, or Hawkinson. Like, aside from that, I don't really want to cough up. Because I get it. Everyone says, oh, well, it's the same in drafts. If I'm drafting a tight end, I want to either pay up like prime price for the top 3. I don't want to spend a medium pick for the middle guys. I'd rather just start throwing darts and take, no investment. Like, I don't want to give up my RB3 or whatever for Evan Engram, who's the tight end 7, or whoever, Dalton Kincaid, because in the end, the difference between the top 3 tight ends and the rest is huge. The difference between tight end 7 and tight end 14, not that much. So
yeah, it's like I think you more or less have to combine those guys with another player on your team to upgrade that position. Like, that's the way you have to go about it, because people don't value those tight ends. So, like, I would much prefer, like, Kincaid's going to be a start moving forward over Engram from the rest of the season.
You need to package.
Tough.
You need to find a team that's desperate at tight end, and then you need to take, your wide receiver 20 and Engram, or wide receiver 20 and Kincaid, and package them for their wide receiver 11 or something. Like, upgrade from Godwin and Kincaid to I don't know, Olave or St. Brown, or probably not that high, but you get the idea.
Yep. Yeah, find a way to upgrade a position, like, easily. Quarterback and running back doesn't matter. Just one of those positions.
Flex Debo or Ken Walker?
I'm going to play Debo. No,
Middle of the pack matchup for Debo against Jacksonville. Ken Walker, it's also, so the matchups don't really matter. I don't know. I think I'm going Debo, which is not a usual thing for me. It's just been the Seattle backfield usage and the Seattle play calling the last few weeks has been really weird in general. I don't know what's going on there with Walker, and it's kind of scary. So I think I'm going to go Debo, even though I don't like him. Yeah,
he's like, in my flex rankings, he's way higher. He's about 14 spots ahead of Walker, which I'm kind of surprised by, but it makes sense. Like, I'm just betting on the talent of Debo.
He's 14 spots ahead for you?
Yeah, so he's my flex spot. He's my number 24 player. Walker's 42, so actually it's 18 spots. So even worse.
Debo and Walker. I can almost guarantee it's not that much different. I'm surprised I'm this low on Walker. I'm
That's
normally
why I was surprised too.
low on
It's like
Walker. I'm
the 40s. I was like, Jesus. Yeah.
Debo's 44 for me. I'm normally low on Debo. I don't think I'm that low on Walker. I just can't find him because my brain isn't working right now. Oh, I'm not low on Walker at all. That fits. I have Walker at 18. That's why I couldn't find him.
that flips. Okay.
I like Walker, but it's not that I don't like Walker. All the metrics say Walker should be the play here easily for me, and he's way better, and the projection is higher. My worry is Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll has got me hesitant. Having said that, like if I'm making this lineup decision, there's no way I'm putting Debo in my lineup over Walker because I'll hate myself. I'm not a Debo guy, but I get either way what the option is.
Yeah, Walker's just safer. Like if you're worried about it, just play the safe guy. He's going to be involved in that offense.
Full PPR flex: Shakir, Gus, Dotson, or Jonnu.
Don't play Jonnu.
Dotson.
I might have Gus higher. I think. Let me see.
But Keaton Mitchell's going to play. We have a lot. These are the tough ones. We have a lot of cross-positional flex questions. These ones are tough.
I'll play Dotson against the Seahawks. Like I don't trust Seattle's defense. What they've been doing lately. And Dotson looked good. He looked like the player we wanted before. So I'm fine with that. There was a fourth player, right? Who was the fourth player?
Shakir and
a
tight end, but I forget what one.
I have Dotson. I'll go Dotson.
I have Dotson insanely low. I have him in the 60s, but I don't think I have Gus much higher.
Oh, Gus is way lower for me.
Actually, I do have Gus lower. I have Gus in the 70s. There's a lot of players this week. I'm looking. There's a lot of guys that are ranked insanely low. Oh, it's because it's flex. That's why. I'm not used to. We don't normally do this. I'm not used to looking at flex. I'm used to looking at one specific position. So to look and see Dotson at 50 when I'm used to seeing him in the 20s.
Right. You're like, why is it so low?
We don't normally compare across positions, but.
All right, what do we got?
Good morning. Please pick one to start between Mixon, Hall, and Cook.
The first two. All you guys start one? Oh, jeez, man. The Mixon usage.
Flexy to these guys. So Hall has the best. No, Cook is the number 2 matchup. Hall has 4. Mixon has 9. I think Hall is the easy start here.
Yeah, like I'm not playing Cook. Like that's for sure when I'm benching in standard. The weird thing with like Brees is you're taking away his reception ability in standard, so it's more just who's going to get more yards, and like it should be Brees, but like
okay. So I think Brees is the easy one, and then he's playing Eckler. Do you go Mixon or Cook over Monty? I think I go Mixon over Monty because I'd like to see what Monty's doing here.
Yeah, I have Mixon really high. He's a top 10 play for me. Or he's top 11 overall play for me.
I'm going to look at mine, but I suspect he's probably high on mine too. I'm not a fan. He's 7 on mine, but that volume is something else. So my end solution here is to play Brees Hall, and then at the bottom, go Mixon and Eckler is what I think.
Agreed? Yep. Yeah, I'm with you. It's just we need to see it with Monty. Like he might not play the full amount of work. It's just not.
Yeah, there's no guarantee that that's going to go back to the way it was, which is why I'm sitting Gibbs. Like Gibbs could be a monster who just keeps the volume. It could go back to a 50-50 split. It could go to where Montgomery is getting 75% of it. I want one game where I don't have to start any of those guys.
I think it's probably going to be closer to a split between the two. Like they've both been good in how they've been used. So like that's what I expect. But yeah, it could go a range of ways.
Here have people lost their mind? Trevor Lawrence or Josh Dobbs? Is this
dude Dobbs? So like Dobbs has just been the better fantasy quarterback. Like, and I get it.
He plays New Orleans.
I know. It's just the rushing. Like the rushing's early. I heard a stat. There's only 2 quarterbacks with more rushing yards per game. It's like Hurts and I want to say it was Allen. And then it's Josh Dobbs. Like that's literally that's the amount of rushing you're getting from him per game. So he gets a significant boost. It's just he has to hit the passing, and Hawkinson's injured. It's just you feel safer with Lawrence, but like realistically, Lawrence has not been that good because he's not getting touchdowns. So like that's the biggest problem for him. So they're pretty close for me, but yeah, I would play Lawrence. But I would not be shocked if Dobbs outscores him this week.
Can't do it. Oh, I'm getting updates on my phone, and I'm forgetting there's a game live right now.
Oh yeah, me too.
I forgot.
I forgot to put that on the back.
Someone's sending me a text about how bad the Patriots are. I'm going, what are you talking? Oh, there's a game going right now. Trent Irwin or Christian Watson?
Watson. Like So with Irwin being the wide receiver 3 on that offense, like no, thank you. I'm taking Watson.
It was a closer
At least.
question if Jamar Chase was out, but yeah, give me Watson because Watson could be the 3. Watson could also be the 1. They seem to rotate there between Reed, Watson, and Dobbs. One of them's the 1, so I'll take that one. Deontay Johnson, James Conner, and standard.
So I don't know with James Conner how this is going to work out. This does worry me a little bit. Like he's going to be retired in standard because you're taking away all the catches Deontay's getting, but he's a high play for me this week. They're like basically back to back just in general rankings. But if you go standard, like Conner's going to get a significant boost up. So like I'll go Conner. It seems a little bit riskier. Is that where you're at with him?
I want Deontay, I think. Connor's another one. I don't love playing players in their first game back, especially when it's Kyler's first game back. Hey, long time no see, Seth. How's it going? Sorry, I got sidetracked. I haven't talked to Seth in a while. He's over at Player Profiler. Check theirs out.
I recognize that name. Yeah.
Yes, they may be live as well. He is my editor. Although I haven't done much writing lately. So, Seth, get me something to write so you can have something to edit. Let's get back to it here. Full PPR, Kittle, Taysom Hill, or Jake Ferguson. That's an ugly one, man.
Taysom Hill. I'm rolling with Taysom Hill, baby. Like his usage has been insane. He's been the tight end 1. It's just like
I told you this though because I have a Taysom Hill jersey and I'm a Saints fan. He's going to suck this week because he's my highest ranked of the 3. He is 4. I have Kittle at 6 and I have Ferguson at 8. So you should all bench Taysom Hill because I'm starting Taysom Hill and he just loves to break my heart.
The curse. Yep, exactly what it is. You know it's gonna bust at some point, but he's been freaking him, Travis Kelce's what he's been doing. Like it's absurd. I
have him in pretty much every league where who's on bye this week? What are the teams we have on bye?
Oh my god.
Well, it's Chiefs, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's who it is. I have a lot of Kelce. He's busy at Taylor Swift concerts last night. So
that's why he was there yesterday.
I have a lot of streaming tight ends and a lot of Taysom Hill this week. So our recap show later tonight will feature me creating a bonfire out of my Taysom Hill jersey. So don't start let me start Taysom Hill and then you guys all avoid that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Devin Singletary or Tyjae Spears half PPR.
Singletary. He's getting the touches. We don't know what Tyjae Spears is doing. I'm taking Singletary. There's no Pierce. Like I'm playing Singletary for sure.
I agree. I'm trying to see Singletary. I have as a top 20, right on 20 actually. Spears, I assume, is far lower. He's 35. I like Spears as a long-term stash, and good God, if Derrick Henry ever went down, man,
we live up, baby.
Yeah,
that would be so nice.
Shit. We did that one. Sam Howell, Jared Goff, or Geno Smith. That's a tough one. I've seen a lot of Sam Howell, Geno this week. So we've got Geno gets the best matchup against the Commanders. Howell gets the 13th best matchup against the Seahawks. Goff the 4th best against the Chargers. I think Goff is my highest. What did you say?
I'm playing Goff. Like I'm not playing Geno. Like I've seen it all season. It's been a struggle for that offense. Like and Goff's been way better. Like I'm just gonna go with Goff. Like I don't want to go too far with that.
I've got Goff at 6, Howell at 11, Geno at 14. Goff is definitely the one of the 2 I'd want to play. Howell would be my second, but Goff, you know what you're getting. Howell, I always say, could put up 30, could put up 3. So there's just way too much risk there.
There's risk with Geno too. Like it's a great matchup and they should do well, but we've seen that offense all season.
Are you starting? This isn't a question on there. Are you starting are you starting Kyler over any of those? I have Kyler as the second of the 4. I have Kyler at 9. Where do you think he fits into that trio?
Kyler, I mean, I'd probably play him over Howell, but I really just don't want to play Kyler in his first game back. I just don't expect the rushing to be there, but I saw someone say I posted a stat, which made me rethink the situation where in games where he's at less than 30 rushing fan points, he's got 20 points per game. So it's even if he isn't rushing, he's still scoring a massive amount of points. And this is a lot of earlier stuff in his career, but still, that shows you just Kyler's a very high floor play. And if he hits the ceiling, money.
Chris Godwin, wide receiver 2. Basically it's a start 2. Chris Godwin, Tank Dell, Terry McLaurin.
Not Godwin. Dell
Yeah.
and McLaurin.
I concur. Let's see what else we got. Justin Herbert, CJ Stroud. I have Herbert at 4, Stroud at 5. I'm going Herbert.
My daughter just came with her bike. Yeah, I'm probably gonna play Herbert. But I don't blame anyone for playing Stroud. They're really close back to back. I'm slightly leaning Herbert.
James Conner or Najee Harris? My instinct tells me I want to immediately play James Conner, but having said that, I just said I don't like playing players on their first game back. I have Harris at 21 and Conner at 23. I think I'd rather risk it and just go with Conner. We know we're not getting much out of Harris.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with it. Like, I just don't know what the upside is with Harris. Like, there's a ceiling seems very limited with him, but he's been pretty good this year on his touches and stuff like that. He just isn't seeing enough work. So like, you think Connor's gonna be limited too? It's just like, I'll take the guy who's gonna see more touches guaranteed.
I'm moving Connor up.
And
hey, Tyler, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. I talk to him all the time. He's part of the reason for some of the new format there with the we'll do the not this show because we only do the sit start just live, but a lot of the recaps and the previews we do live, and then you'll see them broken up into shorter TikToks or segments, and he's part of helping improve the process here. He too sometimes is struggling to figure out this damn YouTube algorithm, so we all collaborate in some of these chat groups and try and figure out what it is we can do to grow it. So always appreciate the support. Goff or Joe Burrow? Never thought we'd find a time where this was a legit question. I have Burrow at 3, Goff at 6.
Yeah, so you got. I mean, I'm going Burrow. That's actually pretty close for me. Yeah,
it's close. It's just Burrow looks like he's back to normal. So
yeah, like you just got to bet on Burrow, even without T Higgins. I'm still going Burrow.
Bijan, Mixon, Monty, rank them.
Mixon, Bijan, Monty.
I want to see who the matchup is here. It's the third best matchup for Bijan. Mixon, Bijan, Monty. Yeah, okay. I'm fine with that. I think Mixon, there's too much volume and it overrides the matchup of Bijan. And then Monty, I want the lowest because I have no idea how that situation plays out. So fair enough. I think you're right.
If we could get that bell cow usage for Bijan, man, he'd be so much higher. But freaking Arthur Smith, man, it's driving me crazy.
With me. He's got to be on a list. I had an article idea, and I forget exactly what it was, but it was going to be just coaches that we absolutely hate, like ranking the coaches we hate most, and it was like him and Pete Carroll. I can't.
So I forgot who did it. Someone was like, well, list the character you hate the most that you can't stand, and it was a picture of Arthur Smith they put for today on Twitter. I was cracking up. I was like, yep, that is it right there.
Yeah. Zay Flowers or JSN?
Zay. That's too far. I'm not going that far down with my rankings. I'm playing Zay. Like, he's going to see the volume. He leads the team in targets and target share. Like, I get it. Like, there's been issues with his usage lately, but I'm playing Zay.
I've got to move Zay up in my rankings. I had Zay as a wide receiver 3. He's still a wide receiver 3 for me, but I moved him up. I have Zay at 28. 28. Who was the other one? I forgot.
JSN.
JSN. Thank you. Anyways, I'm going Zay. You're right. I don't like the matchup. We got a lot of that this week of the matchup is just so bad. The matchup here makes JSN closer than I think he's ever been in my rankings, but I'm still going Zay. Just goes to show you, aren't those rookie startup drafts wonderful where it's like 10 weeks ago, when you were doing your rookie drafts, if I had told you get to choose between Zay or JSN, JSN was your hands down winner, but
right.
Now
somebody in the fourth round's like, I got Tank Dell and Puka, and you're like, oh, you idiot, and they're like, I'm starting both those guys over them. So it's like,
I'm working on an article for that where it's unless you can get like the elite of the elite picks, like the top 4, even I would say 4 in dynasty or rookie drafts. At that point, I think my plan is to just trade them away. Like, you see people really value the second and third rounders, even the late first. I just want to trade them for stuff that I have that I get trade away the late first for Devontae Adams because I know what it's worth. And then what I'm going to do, instead of drafting a late first, a second rounder, a third rounder, a fourth rounder. I'm going to wait and I'm going to stockpile as many free agent undrafted rookies as I can, because this year it would have gotten you what? Would have probably gotten you Puka, would have gotten you a handful of others that you could have gotten off the waiver wire, Luke Musgrave, shit like that. So I think unless you have the elite rookie picks, I'm starting to really devalue rookie picks. I just
This is gonna be like this year will be like last year, where it's gonna be very deep with talent and like the skill position players. So yeah, like I think that's very valid and solid strategy.
What's up? Happy Sunday. Flowers or Cortland Sutton? I'm gonna have to look at my rankings, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna say Flowers. But I think this one's close.
I think I have Sutton. Yeah, I have Sutton higher. But it is playing Buffalo, so take that for what you will. This is where like the Zay stuff concerns me a little bit, where like he's just not seeing the amount of volume we want him to see. Where it's like JSN's just not seeing any volume. So like
I had Zay 3 spots higher. I have since changed that. Cortland Sutton is now 1 spot higher simply because Buffalo is pretty banged up on defense and Zay Flowers faces the Ravens. So I'm going with Cortland Sutton, but that one's close.
Same. Yeah, I got Sutton's little 2 spots higher.
Who do I start? Kittle, Kincaid, Boyd. 1 starting tight end and 1 flex.
Kincaid and Boyd.
Yeah, there you go. Kincaid and Boyd. What did we say we had? I don't know about you. I Kincaid at what, 3? Kincaid at 3, Kittle at 6, and then Boyd doesn't factor in because you. Oh, I guess I never even thought of that. Do you go Kincaid or Kittle over Boyd? I wasn't even thinking.
I'm not going to personally. I mean, you can if you want to, if you like both tight ends, but like Kittle's so
cool. I hate doing this, scrolling through my flex because it always takes so long to find them. But I'm interested to see where I have Kittle versus Boyd.
Yeah, because I have Boyd well above these guys as far as flex spots. He's my overall 40 player. Kincaid is 63 and Kittle is 79. So like that's where they're at.
I have Kittle at 63 and Boyd at 65. I don't hate either. I think Boyd is the right play here, especially with everyone healthy in San Fran.
Is yours updated with
no Higgins? So yeah, I think you're right. Kincaid and Boyd is the right play. You are welcome, my friend. What time we have? We still got 20 minutes. We are good. That's an ugly question. Devin Singletary or Trent Irwin? Full PPR.
Singletary.
Yeah. Half PPR. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's got to be like a really deep league for me to even consider playing Irwin, the wide receiver 3 on the Bengals. Like we see how it affects Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd's a significantly better player than Irwin, so like this is the problem. Like where you're shoehorning another wide receiver in that category, he's just not as good. It could be a zero burger for him. Like
I wonder how many of these Irwin or Boyd questions were with people who were dead set on playing them. Well, more so with Irwin because they thought both Chase and Higgins were out, and they just, they haven't pivoted off Irwin yet because even though Chase is in. So yeah, I'm off Irwin.
Get Irwin out of your lineups. Like just don't play him. Like
half PPR, Curtis Samuel or Noah Brown. I feel
Brown. Like Samuel's injured. Like isn't he hurt?
I don't know.
I swear he's still dealing with an injury.
Curtis Samuel and Noah Brown. I don't have either. I have Noah Brown ranked at 36. Curtis Samuel's listed as questionable. I still have him ranked. He's at 49 though, so it's still Noah Brown pretty easily for me. But like I said, he's the 4:00 game, so we don't have an official in or out for him. So that in itself should make you lean towards Noah Brown. I would lean Noah Brown anyways, but take the safer, healthier player. 100%. Dak or Joe Burrow? I think I have this one. Burrow. I think what I have
Burrow
8.
Yeah, Burrow's like 3 or 2 for me. I think I can check. Burrow's 3. Dak is 5. Dak is 5. But
he's 7 for me. He was 4 for me, but I moved him down. I wanted Herbert and Goff ahead of him.
Yeah, like I think it's a good question between like Dak and Kyler, where you want to go with those two. But like
I have
after
Kyler
that,
at 9.
I think that's like the kind of the bridge where it's like, all right, I'm playing all these guys above Kyler. Anyone after that, I'll consider Kyler. But then it's like I don't know if I want to play Kyler either.
Have people just completely lost faith in Will Levis? Trevor Lawrence. This is funny because he might make for a great. He's on fantasy court this week. Someone arguing that he's 12th at best. The other guy is there. So we have Dustin Ludke arguing he's somewhere around QB 12. We have JJ Schultz arguing that he's somewhere in the 8, 9, 10 range. But like he might be a buy low at this point because like we've had questions for what? Lawrence over Dobbs. This one's Lawrence over Levis.
Yeah. it's been rough. Like he's just not scoring fancy points. So like if
I'm
that
still
continues,
going Lawrence. I've got Lawrence at 12. Lawrence at 12. Levis at 18. So I don't think that one's close.
yeah, I'm not gonna play Levis over Lawrence, but like, would it shock you if Levis outscores Lawrence? Like, I would not be.
Well, no, because
He
he's
just hasn't
playing
been
San
very good.
Fran, but
Yeah, it's just he needs to have some boom games, like to really just quell the fear. But yeah, like if you can get him for cheaper, because Stroud's consensus higher in Dynasty now. Like you can't flip those two. Like people would want a plus on Stroud for Lawrence, which is kind of crazy, but that's where we're at with it.
I have another one of these ugly cross position questions. We have, oh geez, where was it? Okay, JSN or Tyler Algier.
Oh, I
Barb.
pick between those two.
I'm gonna have to scroll way down in my rankings for this.
I'm gonna take Jackson Smith and Jigba. Like Algier needs a touchdown. He's getting like 15 carries, but it's like 40 yards. It's just the offensive line has not been good. The running situation has not been good, and he's really not catching passes.
Where the hell do I have Algier?
Algier's pretty low. He's like 120 for me.
Oh no,
that's 90. But like, I just
JSN is 74. Tyler Algier is 66. I still, that's not nice. Algier against Arizona, JSN against Washington. I think I go Algier. I feel like he's getting safe Arthur Smith volume against a bad Cardinals team, whereas JSN I think definitely has a higher ceiling, but he also has more dud potential. I don't like that question at all. That's terrible. Ew.
It's not fun. Like there's no way around that one. But I'm gonna look at Algier. She was like
I think this one's Najee for me. Let me look. I don't know if he's been a thing. How good has he been?
Yeah, like this is the thing with Algier. His last 3 games, he's not getting on over 59 yards rushing. So it's like 13 for 51, 21 for 59, 8 for 31, 12 for 39. It's kind of just low floor. So I'll just take the shot with JSN.
What's your thoughts on the next one?
Ooh, so if Brian Robinson's going to get work, like that's just what it is. It just depends how you think that game's going to play out, and if they're going to be significantly behind, then they're going to bring in Gibson. So
Najee wasn't even that great last week. It was 69 yards on 16 carries and 1 touchdown. I don't know if Brian Robinson is necessarily putting up better stat lines than that, but he put up similar. It was 6-3 and 1, 15. So basically what Najee did last week as almost a season high, well, they're both identical, it looks like.
Yeah.
It just
Najee needs more pass work too.
Robinson's just been more consistent. Like,
yeah.
That can't be right.
Well, like I'm looking at Najee right now, and like he's just scoring more fantasy points on. Like
I have
them.
Do you have your
sleeper it was rough early on. Yeah, I'm pulling it right now. I'm looking at
Where is Brian Robinson ranked among running backs for you on the season in scoring?
Hold on for a second. I need to just fix these. Season, running back, clear Najee out. He's pretty low. Where is he? He's well down the list. Is Najee ahead of him? I think Najee's ahead of him.
Click on him. I'm going to check and see if this is just the weird scoring in this league, but why would he? 1 sec.
I got a half point, just standard PPR, and I can't find Brian Robinson. I don't know where he's at. Najee, it says,
RB 12. Okay. 12.
12? Yeah.
He's 12 for me in half PPR. I had another league, he was 8 based on the other scoring. And I'm going to check my third league here. What is Brian Robinson doing that's been so quietly effective? Like
he started out really hot.
12.
He had a 27-point game.
Oh, I see it. Yeah,
it's tailed off.
So he put up 23, 42, and then 12, 18. But still, even he has not put up less in this league that's half PPR. What is this? Oh, this is Scott Fishbowl. He hasn't put up a single-digit total this week or this year. His lowest point total is 10.
In the traditional scoring leagues, like this one is right here, he's got a 7-point game, a 6-point game, an 8, and an 8. So he has 4 games where he hasn't hit 10 points. But like it's similar to Najee. Like these guys are very similar with how
see what it is.
It kind of works out. Najee's been better lately. I just think he's better.
Yeah, you're right. He has in my normal half PPR scoring league, he's got in the last 5 weeks, he's only top 10 points in 2 of them, and it was 11 and 13 and a half. So you're right. It's a lot of it was on the first 2 really good weeks, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to trust Najee. That's a good question. I think I'm going Brian Robinson.
If you think they're going to be competitive and in the game, which I expect them to be because that offense is good and Seahawks defense has not been that great, like he'll be on the field a lot. He'll be used. So like if you want to go with him, totally fine going that route.
Yeah, I think I'm going Brian Robinson, as scary as that is. I would have never thought that until I read through the rankings. And like I said, I know it was a hot start and he's tailed off since, but good God. Saquon or Gibbs? I think this one's easily Saquon.
Oh God, Saquon stuff's so
Or I
infuriating.
shouldn't say easily.
He's getting elite usage. He's higher ranked for me, but
Yeah,
man, like
he's 14 and Gibbs is
Dallas
21.
defense, it's gonna be rough. He's got to earn every yard, which he's had to do the entire year. So like it's Saquon, but it's not gonna be fun watching it. Don't watch the game. Just don't watch him play. It's just ugly.
That sounds like a fair assessment. Christian Kirk, Deontay Johnson. I feel like this one's gonna be really
Deontay. I am like all in on Deontay. Like he's very high in the way he's
it is Deontay for me as well. It's closer. I expected Kirk to be higher and Deontay. It's Deontay at 19, Kirk at 22. So I'm in the same range. And I prefer to start against the Packers over this 49ers. So I think you're right. I think it's Deontay, but it's close. I would look to flex one of them if you can. I like both as a good start this week.
I think that's a great call.
A lot of the same repetitive, ugly ass questions here. Monty or Bijan?
Bijan.
Yeah, it's still got to be Bijan, right? Sadly, Monty, I think, probably has more upside. Bijan only is fantasy relevant if he can score or break off a long run because he's not getting the volume. I have Bijan at 10. I have Monty at 21. So
let me see where I have Bijan rankings. Yeah,
Bijan it is.
Yeah, I have him like overall flex spots. He's 10 spots ahead of Monty, but it's really close for like PPR stuff.
This one's not even close. George Pickens or Michael Wilson? What are we doing?
Why would you play Wilson?
I don't know. I have Pickens at 33, and I think that's low. Michael Wilson, Michael Wilson's 53 for me.
It's been a struggle for Pickens. Like since Deontay's come back, like Pickens has significantly struggled. But he has a greater chance of catching a touchdown than anybody else in that offense. Like that's what he kind of does. I don't know what the hell Wilson's gonna do, but he has Kyler, so hey, he's got that. So he's like a deep dart throw if you want to play. But I'm not playing him with Pickens.
Me neither. Did we do JSN or Tank Dell already?
No, but I'm taking Tank Dell.
Me too. Will Levis or Kyler Murray?
Kyler. That's where I'm fine playing Kyler. Like, Levis has been good, but he hasn't scored a ton of points, so it's hard. I mean, he had that one monster game, right? But
and then one dud. So. I think he's good this week, but I'd still rather Kyler than the next one because I have Kyler at 9, Levis at 16. And then the next one's tough for me because it's the next question's Levis or Carr, and I have Levis at 16, Carr at 17.
I'm not playing Carr. Okay, we know the Carr show.
Yeah, but both teams. Levis gets the Bucks, whose pass defense sucks. Carr gets the Vikings, whose pass defense sucks. I think they're both solid starts this week, but I think I think recently the Vikings defense has been a little bit better. Like they're not fully improved, but like we just know with Derek Carr, like the ceiling just is severely limited with him. It's just so frustrating. He's got the arm talent too. Like you see it, and you're like, dude. But, they're still the Vikings defense is the 11th best matchup, which it's like we said the other day with the Broncos. The fact that they're now not a top 3 matchup tells you they have improved because at one point it was like Minnesota, Denver, Chicago were the top 3 matchups at every position by a fucking mile. So the fact that now they're down to the 11th best tells you they've kind of tightened things up. So, and Will Levis, the Bucks are now the 2nd best matchup. So they've gone the complete opposite way. You've sold me. I am going on Levis.
Let's go Levis.
All right. Ford or Algier? Pretty easily Ford.
Yeah.
I don't know where I have Ford, but I can guarantee you it's higher than Algier it is. Ford I have as 29, which is higher than Algier, but not by a whole lot, actually. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, never mind. I misread that.
Yeah, there's a chasm between the two for me. And I just think Ford's just a better player. So I'm going to go Ford.
I don't know if I think either of them's a good player, but.
Oh, yeah. Like, I think they both have limitations with their skill set. I just think he's just better overall. But like Algier's not bad. Like he's proven he's good. It's just that situation is not as good as it was last year, unfortunately.
Why am I getting a notification? I'm trying to move Algier even further down, and it's giving me a notification that ECR has Algier as RB23, Why does it have Algier as RB23? That's batshit crazy.
That seems very high. I don't know why someone would have him as.
Yeah, I'm trying to update it to lower him, and it's saying he is way below consensus. Are you sure you want to do that? Consensus is wrong.
Absolutely.
He is not RB23.
I mean, the Arizona, I get it because the Cardinals defense is ass. So people are probably boosting him up based on the matchup. But man, like, what's he gonna put like 13 for 50? Like, you need a touchdown. Like, it is what it is.
Why do you guys do this to us? 3 different positions: Madison, Schultz, Pickens. I don't even know where
Probably
to
play
be.
Madison. Like, I'm not even checking my rankings. I'm just gonna assume that. Yeah, Madison's way higher. I'm chasing the volume with Madison. It's a good role. It's similar to Mixon, similar to Rashad White, like inefficient, but he's still getting the work. The other guys, we're not so sure. So I'm gonna take Madison personally.
That's gross all the way around.
I know.
I'm taking Madison myself as well.
It's not great.
Not great. That's how you could sum that up. Not great. It is not great. Few more minutes here. If anybody has any more questions, we got one in there. You got that. Goff, Purdy, Howell. This would be is Goff, Howell, then Purdy. I wonder if it's really Alex Smith.
That'd be hilarious.
You think he would not need quarterback help though if it was?
I saw a clip he was like raving about Brock Purdy in one of the chat, like he did the show or whatever, and he was like, "You guys don't understand. He's like a 7-year veteran back there, blah blah blah." I was like, "Yeah, of course you get. Like this is the ideal guy that he probably picked to stereotype his game after, right? They're very similar." It's Goff.
Goff, then Howell, then Purdy.
Yeah,
Purdy significantly lower for me. I had a good one. I lost it. Where was it? Quentin Johnston.
I technically have Purdy above Howell, but I'm playing Howell over Purdy. Like I'm chasing the matchup of Howell.
Quentin Johnston, Jameson Williams, Michael Wilson. Rank the 3.
What the heck? These your options?
Johnston, Williams, Wilson. I think all 3 could be potentially good, but all 3 are just boom or bust.
Yeah, I'm taking Quentin. Like Jameson is just a worse version of that. Like he's done nothing in the league, and the other guy, I'm like, no, thank you. I'm gonna play Quentin and just hope it works out this week.
This is a tough one here because I have Kyler ranked higher, but I never liked them in their first game back. Who do they have? They have Atlanta. I think I'm going Trevor Lawrence to play it safe. McBride, I think, is pretty easily the option at tight end. What do you think?
Ooh, I don't know. Like Ferguson's been pretty good. I would take Ferguson actually at tight end. Like for those
Dak guys. Loves his tight ends, but I still, having said that, I have McBride 1 spot higher.
Yeah, like I think both of those guys are good matchups. Like you can go either way.
Okay, so here is what I would do. Your options are either start T-Law and Ferguson or go Kyler McBride. If you want to start Kyler, pair him with McBride and try and go for the stack. If you want to go T-Law, just go with Ferguson. I know that's not necessarily the most technical of answers, but I don't mind a stack there. I get it. It's not the number 1 receiver, but really it's there.
It's Hollywood and McBride and nobody else, so it's totally fun. Yeah, like you get the bonus from the skill point. So if McBride will have a good game if Kyler has a good game. So yeah, like you roll both of them.
So I guess that comes down to, like I said, what quarterback you want to start. Personally, I think I would go Lawson, Ferguson here, but if you're going to go Kyler, go with McBride and stack them, especially full PPR. Full PPR.
I have Kyler 1 spot ahead of T-Law, so I don't mind rolling with Kyler. Honestly, it's just going against San Francisco, man. Like it does worry me. Like that's the one concern I have.
I don't mind it. Got any other questions? We got a couple minutes here. Don't forget after this, you got to fix whatever's wrong with your Twitter feed on here. Sometimes the link expires and you just have to go in and redo it or whatever. But
I did add it again, but it's because we're already started. It'll probably show up after this one. Like because we're already in. Yeah, I was like, oh, so I just double checked it. It said I linked it, so I don't know. We'll see.
Mark Andrews or Schultz, really?
Don't stop. I get it. They're playing Cleveland, whatever. He had by far the best game anyone's had against them. So I'm playing Mark Andrews. Like, this is too fun. He's too good. He's like the best tight end in football or one of. Like play Andrews. Don't do this stuff.
Dumbest question I've ever heard. Trent Irwin or Shakir today?
Shakir probably actually. Yeah, I'm playing Shakir. I have great tire. I like him in that
Stash McLaughlin or Bigsby rest of season?
Bigsby, because the upside if ETN gets injured is significantly more than Jaleel McLaughlin's going to have as the upside as RB1 on this team. Like, so that's the way like I'll differentiate those guys. Like, who has more upside in the starting running back?
I've repeatedly told people to not tag me Sunday mornings and instead go on the show, and then I will click over at the end of our show, and it's like, oh, 19 questions here. I'm tagged in. And then I get back to him. I'll get a bunch of DMs and it's like, sorry, man, I was live. You knew that. Why would you send me a start sit question 10 minutes before kickoff?
Mm-hmm.
Like, come in. I tell my cousin that all the time. You're more than welcome to come into the chat to ask it, but it's very unlikely that if you send me a text or a DM that I'm going to see it.
He sends me a DM like 3 minutes before start. I'm like, dude, I'm never going to see that DM. Like, I'm just letting you know I'm never going to see that.
I'm in a live show and you're DMing me 2 minutes before kickoff. But with that being said, I'm checking last. Nope, that is not we're good. I think that concludes. So we will be back tonight at 8 p.m. We have a slightly different format where we are recapping live tonight at 8, and then it's re-released as an NFC it's re-released tomorrow as individual game recaps. But check back tonight. It may just be me and Jesse again because everyone's too busy and too cool for us. So, but we'll be back tonight at 8. What's the Sunday nighter? What are we going to be live during?
It is, if I can find it, blah, 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 blah.
Jets Raiders, isn't it?
Oh, it's the Jets Raiders. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So you'll have our undivided attention. We will be there answering questions live because we will certainly not be watching that shit show. So
I'll be pulling my fictional hair out, watching Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson.
You're going to grow hair like a chia pet just to pull it out. So. All right, kickoff time, everyone. Have a good weekend. Good luck in week 10 for Aaron and Jesse. Thank you for tuning in to the Mad Science Lab podcast. See you later tonight.
Hey, folks.